Hey everybody!
Hi.
So we made it on the road finally. I will share tomorrow the whole fiasco, but it's day 3. We drove 5 hours to Des Moines, Iowa today. Should have taken 4, but we're a little bit slower with the RV, and that's okay. You had a good drive. You want me to fix your hair?
Yeah.
Come here.
Your hair is like a...
So Cedar, come. So we're at a pet-friendly hotel with Cedar. It was 8 degrees in Minneapolis right now. It was like below 0 earlier today. It's 26 degrees here, but it's just a little chilly for us to be out in the RV. So we're staying at a hotel until we get to warmer states. So here we are. We're excited. Yeah, and I will share more tomorrow about kind of our crazy first 3 days on the road. And we've been driving 5 hours, and it is 8 p.m. It's bedtime. But all right, guys, let's share the story now. You can hear. Okay, so I figured I would do the little explanation while I got done with the workout because it's quiet in here and I'm the only one in the gym area of the hotel. So, sitting up against the mirror right here. Okay, so if you watched the prior video about our first day of RV travels, you would have seen that we didn't make it out of the driveway barely. So, our first day I had to go renew my license at the DMV like right away in the morning and then head back, and we were cleaning and packing for another like 2 hours. We set to leave at 10 a.m. and it was probably closer to 1 before we got on the road. We tried to start the RV, it wouldn't start. So we were gonna jump it. So we couldn't open the hood. It was like the lever was, okay, so the hood wouldn't open. The lever like was totally busted off and we couldn't get it. So we were like, okay, we have to call our roadside assistance because we tried for like 30-45 minutes to get it open, we couldn't get it. Roadside assistance came and they found like a makeshift like wire that the previous owners had put together, and he was able to open the hood and then jump us, okay? So we kept it running, we packed up in the car, I think it was like 2 p.m., we headed out on the road, and we got about 20 minutes and the whole RV shut down on the side of the road. Thankfully, Seaborn was able to make it off of an exit and get to the side. But everything was shut off. Like, we couldn't do a thing. And so we were like, oh my goodness, what do we do? Seaborn has driven the RV so many times. We had a full diagnostic inspection and there's a couple things wrong with it, and then we fixed it and everything else was fine. So the MnDOT, the people who help keep the roads good, came and like pushed us forward. And then a really nice police officer came and like helped us, and we were like, okay, we have to call roadside assistance again. And they couldn't get a tow truck to us for like 3 hours, but the police officer was able to get us a tow truck within like 20 minutes. So me and all the kids like walked across the street and found a Subway because it was like 3:34 at this point, and they were really hungry. So we had Subway. Seaborn's mom happened to be down the road, so she was able to come pick us up and she brought us back home, and then our RV was towed to the place. So they said, so we go back home. This is day 1. We go to sleep. The kids were really disappointed. My daughters were crying. They were really sad because they were just ready to go. But we kept good spirits, knowing that God's plan is greater than ours, and just trusting in Him through the journey. And so then the next morning, we didn't know what to expect, but the RV place said it was probably the alternator, I think that's what it's called, yes. And they'd probably be done around 4. So we're just like hanging out, getting stuff done, trying to keep the house still clean, which is really hard to do with 6 kids and a dog. Our kitties had already been picked up. We have family friends who are watching the kitties while we're gone, and our dog Cedar's coming with us, or she is with us. My brother-in-law came and picked us up around 2 and brought us to the mechanical place. Well, he actually brought us to Dairy Queen down the road. So he picked us up at 3. they said they'd be done at 4. So we waited at Dairy Queen for an hour, and at 4 we went over to the mechanical place where they were fixing it. And we waited there for 3 more hours, so we waited for a total of 4 hours. They closed at 5, and we were there till 7, and they were like, we still have more to do. Okay, so we had to call an Uber to get back home, and it was like a 40-minute drive to fit 8 of us and a dog in the Uber. And Makeda cried for about an hour. Like, she was really, really disappointed. You know, this is like day 2, and I said, feel what you're feeling, like, experience, like, don't shut anything down. Like, if you need to cry, cry. And I encouraged her to journal a little bit and like get her thoughts and feelings out. And I said, and tomorrow we're gonna wake up and it's gonna be a new day, and we're gonna have great attitudes about whatever is before us. So not really knowing, now we're going on day 3, that was this morning, not really knowing what was gonna happen, if they fix it, if they could fix it, if we'd be able to leave today, if we wouldn't. And they called in the morning, and they said they should have answers for us in the afternoon sometime. We called around 1, and they said they had everything fixed, it was ready to go, everything was good. So we literally started cleaning, getting everything done, and heading out. But this morning, Seaborn and I were like, last night we were like, do we just buy a new RV? Like, how do we make this work? I don't want it to break down again, you know, but breakdowns happen, you know. So we were trying to think of different ways. So we were like, what if we towed his vehicle onto the back of the RV? And that way, if we have another breakdown, we still have a vehicle, okay? So I'm gonna start a new little snippet here because this is long. Okay, so we called around. When I say we, Seaborn did it all. He always does everything. He's so wonderful like that. He called the a bunch of different places, and to be able to tow his car, it would be like $4,000 to put the hitch on the back of his car to make that even possible. So we're like, okay, this is not gonna work. Okay, so that was gonna be out of the question because we're gonna be gone for 4 months. So I happened to look in our Facebook group that is like for RV families, and I just like typed in tow, and I didn't even really read through the post. There's a ton of posts, but I barely read through one post, but I just was like, I'm gonna take Seaborn in this. He happened to read everything that was on the post, and people were saying that they drove like a separate vehicle to keep up with like the RV. And he called me, he was outside running errands, and he was like, what if we drove like my vehicle? What if you drove it? And I was like, that sounds crazy. Who does that? He said, you tagged me in the post about it. And I said, oh, I didn't read through it all the way. And so it seemed crazy at first, but then as we thought about it more, and then we made like a pros and cons list, we realized this is actually a really good idea. Because if the RV breaks down, we have another vehicle. If we wanted to explore a city, we can. Because we have that, we don't have to, we were going to just like Uber or rent a car for the day. We don't have to do that anymore. We'd have the capability to sustain it ourselves. And if we needed to like run to the store really quick, we wouldn't have to upheaval everybody, take the whole RV out of like a campsite if we're stationed up somewhere. Like one of us can just hop in the car and go. So yes, we have double the gas, but we will probably save on that when we're talking about Ubers or renting a car or other things like that. And also the peace of mind for us to know that if something were to happen, we have a vehicle to get our whole family somewhere. That was really key for us. So we lose out on driving together, which we were really looking forward to, but we feel really good about the decision that we have the 2 vehicles that we're driving together. So we're actually pretty happy about that. All right, that is the update. That is day 3 of our travels. Let me know any questions you guys have. We are in Des Moines, Iowa. It was a 4-hour drive, like 4-hour distance, but it took us 5 hours to get here. We have to go a little bit slower with the big RV. But we're here, we're resting tonight, gonna have an easy morning tomorrow, and then we'll head out for our next adventure towards Colorado tomorrow on day 4. So let me know if there's anything else you guys want to know, but this was day 1, 2, and 3. We got 5 hours away. What did you guys think of our first actual travel day?
It was
Awesome.
We're here.
And we're ending with a movie with TV and pizza.
So we have quite the big room too, and a full kitchen. What's wrong? I'm gonna go rinse your potty. But this is what first day travels looks like, which is really day 3, but day 1 to us.
Really, they're so